Oh, I watched him turn over on that thing. Welcome back, everybody. So it's been a while since we've been out at the pike spot and figured why not go ahead and try a new lure. So let's see if pike will eat pike. These lures are incredibly realistic. So it'll be interesting. It's not a small bait, but it's not all that big for a pike either. It's only 8 inches, 3 1/8 ounce. So not by any means one of the bigger baits, or the biggest baits that we've thrown and caught pike. So I would think this has a pretty good chance of getting bit. So let's get after it. So out of the package, it looks even more realistic. It's got a big old tail on it. I think it's called like an oscillator tail or something like that. One thing I didn't realize that it had is it does have magnets to hold those hooks closer to the body, and they're actually relatively strong. So should prevent some hang-ups and whatnot. I guess my biggest thing is, more often than not, this is probably going to be bit by a pike. So how long is this body going to stay together for? I could see that tail getting ripped off with one fish, but we'll see. Let's get her out there and see if we can end up catching a couple. So I ended up flipping the back hook to have hooks up. There's so many weeds here. Hopefully it doesn't get hung up as much. We might sacrifice a little bit of hookup ratio, and if we miss a couple fish, we might switch that on over, but don't want to lose it immediately in some wood or weeds. So let's get after it. First cast. Casts super easy. Way less weight than that Spro swim bait that we threw. I think that was like, oh, there's some weeds already. I think that Spro swim bait was like 5 ounces or something like that, so much heavier than this one. So this one is pretty manageable as far as that goes. Yeah, and we ended up with just a little bit of weeds, and it moved that hook on that magnet. So I'm sure if we have them hooks down, we'd have much more of an issue with that. But let's cast around and see if we can't get one. Are we gonna get one at the culvert? Usually the first cast is by far the best opportunity to get one. If you don't, typically we don't. Our spot is definitely getting smaller and smaller though. All the weeds are encroaching to where this is just becoming a tiny little pool. But see if we can still catch some fish here. Not on the first one at least, which is not a good sign. Oh, I had one. Oh no. Did you take off my tail? I didn't take my tail off. We got hook messed up, but that's any bite marks? I don't see any. Line okay. Line feels fine. Yeah, I don't see any bite marks. I wonder if that was a bass. Nothing on top, yeah. Weird. Maybe it was a bass. Alright. If we got one of those, I'd be shocked. Not shocked. I mean, it's definitely possible, but that wouldn't be my first suspicion of one being caught, that's for sure. What species? So looking at this guy, I was wrong. There are bite marks on it. Just 2 little ones on the tail. I don't know how well you can see that. I guess that leads to my worry that we're going to end up losing the tail before we end up catching a fish. But clearly pike like them. Small pike like to eat other pike, but now we just need a big one that we can actually catch before our bait is destroyed. But let's keep throwing. Got him. Oh, I watched him turn over on that thing. That's not a bad one. Oh, come on, buddy. Oh, and he came off. Shoot. Guess that's what I get for flipping. Oh, that was a good one. That was probably a mid 30. He tore up every bit of that. The hook didn't come undone though. It'll come undone on grass, but it didn't come undone on that one. I don't know if you would have a little bit better luck. Oh, he headshotted it. Yeah, it got my line a little bit, but not too bad. Well, we weren't able to get one today. We did have 3 bites. One of them I didn't get on camera, unfortunately. But I think that was the same fish that had bit that I just hooked. Because it seemed to be about similar size, probably mid-30s. This bait has quite a few cuts into it now, so I wish we would have gotten that one for sure. Because I don't know how much longer this guy is going to last, but we'll come out another day and fish the same spot and see if we can actually get into one. I think if you might put split rings and a treble on here, you might do a little bit better, but obviously once you do that, your chances of losing this bait to some wood or something like that is pretty high, and there's a lot of wood in this area, so probably won't be doing that. We'll just hope to get lucky and get hooked up with a good fish. That one we probably should have gotten. Obviously if we didn't have to flip it, you know, 5 feet, we probably would have gotten it, but it is what it is. They definitely like pike, but we want to make it official. All right, day 2 of fishing with this thing and seeing if we can catch a fish before we destroy it. Same spot. I did end up putting a leader on. I probably should have done that initially. The line tie is set so far back into the head of this fish that when pike or anything like that are trying to headshot that, like, your line's inevitably going to get bit. And I did have some fray on the one fish that we hooked into yesterday. So got that on. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully this thing holds together for at least one fish, but we'll see. Let's get after it. As always, the first cast. See if we have luck. It's really sunny out, so you can actually see this bait quite a ways out there. See if that's better for pike fishing or not. All right. Well, we missed our first of today. Oh, go! No! What? Oh, I hit that log in there. No. Oh, I don't think I'm getting it back. That log is supposed to be further down in the water than that. Oh, I got it free. Yes. Wonderful. And probably a good thing that we had the hooks flipped up on that one, because we most certainly would have lost it if we had the hooks like they normally were. So that's good. We gotta keep fishing. There's still a chance. Day 2 with no fish. We only had 1 bite today, much worse than yesterday, but we did threaten to lose this at one point in time, so that was, I guess, a little bit of excitement. But we'll keep fishing it till we catch one or lose the bait, one of the two. Oh, right there. Missed him. That was a little guy though. Barely got the back hook. That was maybe a mid 20. Could be low 20. That was cool though. All right, another day, another few fish that bit and just weren't able to get any of them on shore. I don't know if it's the hook. I really want to keep the hook pointed up just because I feel like there are so many weeds out here. Most of our casts wouldn't be effective, so we won't have a chance to catch a fish anyway. And there's a ton of wood, so we'd probably end up losing it in the wood too. So the couple of fish that bit today got pretty good gashes in that, so I don't know how much longer. That fin's almost taken off. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to fish with this thing, but we'll keep trying until we either lose it or catch a fish. Will today be the day that we finally catch one on this guy? Let's see. Oh, there's a little bluegill busting right there. Oh, first cast, and that was a miss right next to shore. Oh, I don't know if I got that on camera. I hope I did. That was cool. He came from like shallower water than what the bait was actually in. Well, there's one around here and he wanted to bite it. That wasn't a big one, probably mid-20s, but see if we can't get that one or another one to bite and hopefully actually hook into it. Well, one more day, one more missed fish. For whatever reason, just seems to be really difficult to hook up with a fish good enough to get it on shore. I did end up flipping the hooks to hopefully give me a little bit better opportunity for some of those fish, but we'll try this lure one more time to see if we can't catch some fish. Clearly, fish like it. For whatever reason, it's just kind of difficult to hook up on them, but we'll try one more time. Today is the day it's gonna happen. We're gonna finally catch a fish on this guy. I feel it. You can also feel that it's getting very close to fall in Wisconsin. We're in the low to mid 50s right now, dew on the ground. Next week we're supposed to be lows in the 40s, so fall's coming quick, which is I'm all right with because fall's my favorite time to fish. Let's see if we can't get one today though. Last day. I'm feeling it though. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. This is our chance. That was right next to the weeds. Don't come off. Don't come off. We've got those bottom hooks pointed down. So I didn't care if we lost at this point in time. And there we go. Feeling it. It happened. That's a decent one. Not a big one. Probably a 20, 23, 24. Let's see. Can't get this guy unhooked without too many issues. There we go. On that back hook. Maybe pointed down was the right move. I was even hooked. Just these magnets don't make it super easy. There we go. Oh, barely. I mean, he was hooked, but it was by skin, so not too shabby. Not a big one. Again, probably like a 22, 24, but we did it. I was feeling it. All right. Let's see if we can't get greedy and get another one. Let's take a look at the bait. I mean, the tail is getting pretty gashed up. A lot of those were from previous. We caught that one on the back hook only, but definitely tried to headshot it because those are new. So staying together. Well, let's keep fishing it. I really do think we've got a chance at another bite today, and maybe having the hooks down really improves hookup ratio that much. But again, I didn't do that from the get-go because I was just afraid that we were just instantly going to lose it into a log, which we still may do today. But we've completed our challenge of catching a pike on a pike, so whatever happens now is just a bonus. Oh no. No. Well, that might be the end of that bait, and that's why we didn't want the hooks down. Yeah, that's probably the end of it. There's so much wood back in here. Knew that was possible. Let's see if we can't undo it a little. Get a different angle. Otherwise, that might be the end. Yeah, she is on a log. Well, we wanted the hookup ratio, but oh, we got her free. We got her free. Oh yeah. Well, we got it out, so that's good. Line. It's okay. Crisis averted. Well, that's about it for today. We only had the one bite, but that's all we needed. We finally got a fish on shore. It wasn't a big one, probably low 20s to mid 20s, but I guess that kind of goes to show how big of a bait you can actually throw and still catch pike. I think the fish absolutely love this thing, but obviously our issue was hookup ratio, and that was my own fault for flipping the hooks points up. Throwing a $16 bait or whatever it is, you don't want to lose it on your first cast because of, you know, getting hung up in some wood or something like that. So I guess if you're in an open water situation, I would absolutely recommend putting the hooks down because that was the only fish that we were actually able to keep pinned. But again, if you're throwing around a lot of cover and wood and stuff, you know, to each their own, whether you want to, you know, risk losing that fish or that lure really, really quickly. As far as durability, the tail is still holding together. I don't know how many more fish it'll be able to survive, but it is still fishable. We are about to lose an eye. On that last fish, it definitely tried to headshot it and tore it up a little bit, but it's still fishable, and with a soft plastic for pike, you can't expect much more, honestly. But I think the fish absolutely love this thing. Every single time we came out, we had bites. Again, the hookup ratio was the issue, but they kept biting it. So if it's something that's interesting to you, I definitely think it's a lure that's worth it, but there are some drawbacks to it. But as always, if you guys like the video, if you wouldn't mind liking, and as always, if you want to see more videos like it, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be greatly appreciated also. Till the next one.